Hey there, and welcome. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through the absolute basics of Python. It's one of the most powerful and in-demand programming languages out there right now. So if you're a complete beginner, don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We'll go step by step, and you'll see just how approachable it can be to get started. Let's dive right in.
Yeah, this quote really nails it. Learning Python isn't just about adding another line to your resume, it's about opening doors and unlocking new opportunities. It doesn't matter if you're in marketing, science, or finance, Python is fast becoming the language of data and automation, and that means it's a direct path to making a much bigger impact in whatever you do.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll cover why Python is so crucial right now. Then, we'll look at what it actually is under the hood. After that, we'll write some code together, check out the tools you'll need, and finally, we'll map out your journey from here.
All right, let's kick things off with the big question. With all the programming languages out there, why Python? Why has it become so incredibly important, especially now, in 2026? Well, the answer really comes down to its core idea.
And here's the secret sauce, really. Python was built from the ground up to be readable. The whole point was to have code that looks almost like plain English. You'll see words like if, for, and in used in ways that just make sense. And this simplicity, it's a huge win-win. It's perfect for beginners just starting out, but it also lets the pros build and fix really complex systems way faster. And this is where you really see just how much Python gets around. It's not a language for just one thing. In AI, it's the engine behind tools like ChatGPT. For data scientists, it's how they make predictions. It runs the back-end servers for giants like Instagram and Netflix. And it's even used in super specialized fields, like in finance for algorithmic trading, or in healthcare to help analyze medical scans. It's a true digital Swiss Army knife.
So, what does this mean for you? Well, check out this number. By the end of 2026, the demand for people with Python skills is expected to jump by 30%. Learning this language isn't just a hobby. It's a smart, strategic investment in a skill that's going to be valuable for a long, long time. Okay, so we've covered the why. Now let's get into the what. What does Python code actually look like? We're about to pull back the curtain on the syntax, and I think you'll be surprised at how clean and simple it really is. Okay, this right here, this says it all. On the left, you've got one simple, clear command in Python. On the right is the kind of complicated multi-line setup that a lot of other languages make you write to do the exact same thing. And this isn't just about saving a few keystrokes. Fewer lines of code means the program is simpler, and that means there are fewer places for bugs to hide. Okay, let's break down one of the absolute core ideas in all of programming, a variable. Honestly, the best way to think of it is just as a labeled box. You give the box a name, something like age, and then you put a value inside it, like the number 25. That's it. It's just a way to store and keep track of information in your code.
So, just to pull it all together, Python's power really comes from these four things. It's easy for us humans to read and write. It has this huge collection of pre-built code, called libraries, that save you a ton of time. And of course, it's the engine driving the most exciting fields in tech today, like AI and data science.
Okay, enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty and actually make the computer do something. This is the fun part. This is where the magic happens.
Believe it or not, this one line. That's it. That's a full working Python program. The print command is just a built-in function that tells the computer, hey, display whatever I put inside these parentheses. And just like that, you've written your first program. Congratulations!
Okay, now let's make it a two-way conversation. The input function lets our program talk to the person using it. It shows them a question, waits for them to type something, and then it stores their answer in that box, or variable that we called name. Now here's a super important detail to remember. No matter what the user types, even if it's a number, input always saves it as a piece of text.
I've loved this quote because everyone feels this way at some point. It's a totally normal thing to get stuck on. So let me give you a quick tip. Think of print as showing something to the human on the screen. It's for display. Think of return as passing a value back to another part of the program so the code can use it. It takes a little practice to sink in, but trust me, every single developer has been right there.
All right, so remember that little warning I gave you about input always giving you text? This is where it bites you. If you ask for someone's age and then try to say add 5 to it, your program will probably crash. The fix is actually really simple. You just wrap your input function with int. This little function converts the text into an integer, a whole number, so the computer can actually do math with it.
So, you've written your first couple lines of code, but where do you actually write it?
Choosing the right environment, your digital workshop, makes a really big difference in how easy and fun this all is.
You're going to hear this acronym a lot, IDE. It stands for Integrated Development Environment. And honestly, just think of it as a programmer's workbench. It's a special app that bundles a text editor with a bunch of other helpful tools, like a debugger to help you find mistakes, or auto-completion to help you write code faster.
Okay, so which one should you actually use? Well, here's my advice. For your first week, start with Thonny. It's made specifically for absolute beginners, and it keeps things super simple. Once you're feeling a bit more comfortable, you can move up to VS Code. That's the industry standard, and it can grow with you no matter what you want to build. And finally, if you're interested in data or AI, you'll definitely want to check out Google Colab. It's amazing. It runs right in your browser, so there's zero setup required.
And you know, what's really cool is that Python itself is always getting better, especially for beginners. By 2026, even the most basic way to run Python will have things like color-coded error messages. That might sound like a small thing, but it means you can spot typos and other little bugs so much faster, which is a huge help when you're just starting.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's zoom out a bit and talk about your next steps. How do you take this little spark of knowledge and turn it into a real, practical skill?
Think of your journey like this, in 4 simple steps. First, just focus on really mastering the basics, things like variables, loops, and functions. Second, start exploring some of those powerful libraries we talked about. Third, pick a direction you're excited about, whether it's AI, web development, or data. And finally, and this is the most important part, start building things. Nothing makes these ideas stick like using them to solve a real problem.
And if you're thinking, a project? What could I possibly build? I've got the perfect one for you, a number guessing game. It sounds simple, right? But to build it, you have to use all the core concepts. You need a variable to store the secret number, input to get the user's guess, a loop to give them multiple tries, and logic to tell them if their guess is too high or too low. It's the perfect first project.
You know, this really gets to the heart of it all. Learning Python isn't about memorizing commands. It's about learning a new way to think and a new way to solve problems. It gives you the ability to not just use technology, but to create with it, to build your own solutions, and to really be an active part of where things are heading.
So there you have it. We've talked about the why, the what, and the how. You've seen that Python is powerful, it's in demand, and most importantly, it's accessible. You've taken the first step. The only question left is the most exciting one. What are you going to build?